Like when I play FIFA even and I'm getting dusted by some guy in like Div 2 and he's got the ball the whole time, I just forfeit and turn it off because I'm bored.
Oh, you beauty! Decision. I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
Welcome to Left Foot Finish. I'm Mike. That's Kyle. Today, it's Pep Talk. Kyle, is Pep overrated? Simple answer is yes, but let's actually look into it.
Yeah, simple answer is yes.
All right, I'll read out some stats and then we can actually, because I think the breakdown here is actually, is he overrated, or did he do exactly what he should be doing?
Well, he did exactly what he should be doing, but he's done it with Barcelona, Bayern, and Man City.
Yeah.
That's it, right?
That's it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Barca on their prime.
And he took a vacation halfway through to go chill in New York because he was too tired from it all. He needed a break.
Yeah, go coach the Red Bulls. Yeah, he was Messi. He was at Barcelona in their prime, right? Twice.
Yeah, so let's look at it. So Barcelona.
Okay.
From 2008 to 2012, 4 seasons.
Okay.
He wins 3 leagues, the last one being 2011. So Ronaldo goes there in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when they start. That's when they start bringing 2011. I think Bale went to Madrid.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's when Madrid really started taking off.
Modric, right?
Yeah, because they tried Benzema, Ronaldo, Kaká, and Kaká didn't really work out there. He wins 2 Copa Italias, 2 Champions Leagues, and you're right. He's coaching arguably one of the greatest teams of all time with Messi, Iniesta, Xavi.
Yep.
Puyol,
Busquets, Fabregas, Puyol, Abidal, David Villa.
And, Victor Valdez was a passable goalie. I mean, he didn't need to be standing on his head when you got...
Didn't have to be a Casillas.
Yeah, and Piqué went there too.
Yep.
Right? He was the only...
He was the
only height they had.
Jordi Alba.
Danny Alves, yeah. 247 games managed, 179 wins. Works out to a 72.4% win percentage. So... Is he overrated?
Yes. I feel like you could put a lot of coaches with that team and they'd have the same win percentage. I think he's brilliant in what he does. Like, I'm not saying he just gets teams and just luckily wins. Like, I think he is very brilliant with what he does and how he coaches and manages and deals with the players. But, I mean, put him on Wolves. Put him on Southampton.
I mean, he has admitted himself that he can only coach good teams.
Yeah, it's easy.
Although that was a recent admission.
I'm sure I could coach a great team too, right?
You're right. And then when Madrid started, because Madrid kind of got out of that Galacticos era of just buying, and there was removing all of their older players, right? They just bought a bunch of people. I think Ronaldo left in 2007.
It was 2007
when he went to Milan. Milan just bought all of the old Madrid players. And when Madrid started getting good again, and they brought in Ronaldo CR7. And they started building up again. Sergio Ramos was coming along. Iker Casillas was still there, and he was hitting his prime. Yeah, that was the Xabi Alonso. Yeah. So when they started getting good, and Pep was only there for one more season, but he didn't win that year, 2012.
Well, I mean, you're not going to win every year.
No.
Right? I mean, every league you look around has 2 or 3 great teams that could potentially win every year, right? Even like look at Pep now with City.
Right.
Right? Like,
but I feel Madrid wasn't as much of a threat the first 3 years that they won, I guess, when he was in Barcelona.
No, I agree.
It was so when going got a little bit tough. And even his playing style, tiki-taka, passing for passing's sake. You can argue that's a whole other discussion, but
it tires other defenders, right? Just chasing the ball around the whole time. They get complacent. They get bored. They get tired. Like, professionals are not. Like, if you watch some guy pass around the ball for 40 minutes and you have it for 38 seconds, you're going to be bored, right? You're going to get complacent. You're going to switch off mentally. So, like, it worked. But I feel like, it still worked with City, so I can't say tiki-taka is done. But it's not as effective as it was when he first brought it out, right? No one knew how to defend it. Now I think teams have somewhat adjusted to it.
I think you're right. I think mostly they would get bored, and they didn't know how to deal with it. Yeah, you watch some of those old Champions League games when they're up 3-0 or something.
Yeah, like when I play FIFA even, and I'm getting dusted by some guy in like Div 2, and he's got the ball the whole time. I just forfeit and turn it off because I'm bored. Like obviously I'm not getting paid millions to do it like these guys, but yeah, it just if you don't have the ball and you're not really contributing or doing anything, it's tough to stay mentally focused.
That's true. And he's got Messi in his prime, like.
Yeah,
or just hitting his prime. Some of those ridiculous goals.
Yeah.
And did he build that team? Not really. I mean, he brought in Busquets.
He brought in Fabregas.
Which, I mean, Fabregas was good, but I don't think Fabregas was the reason that they were.
No.
No, I mean, they still had Xavi and Iniesta and Messi and Samuel. And like, Zlatan went there, and Zlatan just...
Samuel Eto'o was there.
No, but when Zlatan went there... You talk about Mourinho ruining careers. Thankfully Pep didn't ruin Zlatan's career. I don't think anybody could ruin Zlatan's career. But they just, what did he say? He had a Ferrari and he was keeping him in the garage. Like he just used him wrong. It didn't work in that system. So, was it really? Why didn't Zlatan work out in Barcelona? But you're right, Eto'o was there.
I feel like there's lots of players like that though that don't work out in big teams. Like I mean, I know it's a pep talk, but look at Griezmann in Barcelona.
It just didn't fit.
Look at Coutinho in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Look at, Dembele's starting more this year under Xavi, but they spent like 130 million on Dembele when Neymar left to PSG, and Dembele did nothing for 2 seasons, really. I mean, granted, he had a lot of injuries, but he didn't really do much for 2 seasons, right? They just certain players just don't pan out a big fuss.
They don't mesh with a certain manager or something. I guess that's true, but I just when you look at Pep's time in La Liga, it's. I think you could have put Steve Bruce as the manager, and he would have.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
right? Like it could have had Big Sam managing Barca.
I think Big Sam would win anywhere. Justice for Big Sam.
Yeah,
he got done over dirty by.
But do dumb stuff drunk on camera.
So then he takes a break, and then he goes to Bayern in 2013. So he takes a year off, goes to Bayern in 2013, and here we go: 3 seasons, 3 titles, 0 Champions Leagues.
Okay, sorry, again, I know it's a pep. When was the last time a team besides Bayern won?
2011.
Was it Dortmund?
Dortmund, 2011.
Okay, so it's been 11 years now.
It's been, they've won the 10 straight. Yeah, so, I mean, and there you go. Bundesliga is a whole other conversation to have.
But back to Pep then.
But I totally agree with you with Bayern's dominance and how ridiculous it is. But so, again, same thing. You put Steve Bruce on those Bayern teams or Big Sam. And he's walking away with 3 titles. And I think the 0 champions speaks to it.
Yeah.
0 Champions Leagues victories in 3 seasons with a dominant Bayern team because Philipp Lahm was still there, Thomas Mueller, Robert Lewandowski.
I didn't watch much Bayern or Germany with the exception of champs. I'm trying to remember who was on the teams back then. But yeah, so you had Lahm, you had Hummels, you had Mueller, Lewandowski, you had...
Did Royce go over there? Was that when Royce went there for a little bit? I know he went back and forth.
Yeah, Götze. No, he never left.
Götze
he never left.
Is he still there?
Dortmund, did he?
Yeah.
Who was that Polish striker they had? Podolski.
Lewandowski. Oh, Podolski was there. Klose was there, but I think Klose had left by then, or he retired. But here's the interesting stat. So 161 managed, 121 wins. Bastian Schweinsteiger. Yeah. Don't say it. Don't say it. 19 losses in 161 games. That's FIFA territory stats.
Does that include Champions League, sorry?
It should, yeah.
Oh, okay, if that includes Champions League then. But I was like, there's no way they had 19 losses.
I was going to say, that speaks more to...
playing higher quality teams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How poor... And it's weird to say that the Bundesliga is poor, because it's not. It's technically one of the best leagues to watch, but Bayern has won the last 10 years.
Yeah, I feel like the Bundesliga is kind of like the league, the French league, right? Where...
But it's better. Last year, it's better quality soccer. Lille.
Yeah, Lille, right?
Lille.
So I mean,
but they were comparing that to Leicester. Leicester's win,
but still, that hasn't happened in 11 years now, going on for the German league.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, where's Wolfsburg? Where's Dortmund is the biggest one, and they just sell everybody.
Wolfsburg was good for a long time.
They were.
Schalke was good for a long time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Remember when Raul went to Schalke? Yeah.
Mönchengladbach's always either in Europa or champs, like
Bayern Leverkusen. Although Bayern Leverkusen's more like the West Ham in which they just produce good players out of their academy.
Wants to leave,
yeah, exactly. Michael Ballack and who's the guy that scored the Champions League winner?
Götze.
No. Champions League winner for Chelsea.
I think it was Royce, not Götze. Anyways, Champions League winner for Chelsea. When?
Yeah, when they beat Man City, which we'll get to.
Havertz.
Yeah, Kai Havertz. Right. He came from Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that speaks more to the quality of, and I don't know, I think people looked at Pep going to Bayern in the same way that they looked at Zlatan going to PSG. As that, why are you coming here? It's exactly.
Had the stats. Right?
Stat the pats.
Yeah. Had the stats. Stat the pads. Jesus.
Penalty!
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you go to Bayern at that point. I mean, they were just starting to hit their dominance, but they had just won the Champions League, I think, before that. So it's not that they couldn't do it. Yeah. And this is also one of the reasons I think Pep might be overrated, is that he did get a little too overconfident against Barcelona. He was running the...
He ran the 3-5-2.
Yeah, he ran three in the back because against Suarez, Messi, and Neymar.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory.
And he got lit up.
Conspiracy theory. He just wanted Barcelona to do well.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think so, but maybe, yeah. Yeah, no, that was... I don't know what he was doing there. I remember even messaging you that game before the game started and they showed the lineups. I was like, Pep's running 3 at the back against MSN.
Yeah, that was...
and yeah, it was a regret. I think he changed it at half because I think they scored 3 in the first half.
Yeah. It was so... didn't it finish like 5 something?
5-1 or 5-2.
Yeah.
Then I think Bayern won the second leg, like 1. Not that it matters. Barcelona went ahead. But I think Bayern won the second leg. Or was it 2-2 draw or something like that? But
yeah. He's in a team that's not La Liga with a weak Madrid. Atletico wasn't doing much. He's in Bayern with a weak Bundesliga. Very weak Bundesliga. Even though it is technically strong, it's just there wasn't much there, and he still can't win Champions League when he's facing tougher competition, which is what they always used to say about English teams. Although I disagree with that statement that English teams aren't up to par with Spanish or German teams, which I would disagree with. The big one then comes when he goes to Man City. He's in his 7th season now.
Yeah.
But he does have 4 league titles. But again, Man United has been crap for 10 years. Chelsea was rebuilding for the past 5 years. Arsenal has focused too much on their budget and their bank account and balancing books.
Well, Liverpool didn't get good till Klopp came.
So your only competition is Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp, who had to, let's be honest, he had a lot of rebuilding to do there for the first few.
2015 Klopp went.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did have a lot of rebuilding, right? So I remember their center backs were just getting torched every game.
Nicholas Otamendi. Oh, no, you're talking about Liverpool.
Liverpool. And then he goes out and buys Van Dijk. Something like 70 million for
Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden his problems are fixed. I'm not completely sure about this. And then all of a sudden his problems are fixed, right? But
yeah, they did have, and the left back when they lost I mean, you're looking at a Liverpool team that good kudos to Klopp because they lost to Sevilla in Europa League. Yeah. And Sevilla is a good team.
Well, Sevilla won 3 or 4 in a row.
They did, but they lost to Sevilla, and he's dealing with Lorius Karius there in net. So yeah, Pep's got a bit of an advantage because who else is there, right? When Man City, this one, that was Pellegrini, and that was such a shock. That was it was peak United with Fergie, that was Rooney, and it's Pellegrini in there, yeah. Like that, and that was the first title they won. They were just starting to get good. They realized that you can't just buy B-class Brazilians, although that's all who wanted to go there when they first got money.
Yeah.
Right? So now he's taken over an already pretty good team. And you look at him when he's trying to build it anyway. Like I mentioned it, he brings in Nicholas Otamendi.
Yeah, well, City's biggest issues for the last few years, if they ever had one, was their center backs.
It was. Vincent Kompany was good, but sometimes you get injured and you can't.
He got injured a lot later in his career.
He did,
right?
yeah. And you can't just run with one center back, and then after he's gone, then they start.
Yeah, remember they had, their holding mid. They had Yaya Toure, who held it down for a long time, but man, when he got old quick, right?
And he's just standing in the center circle.
Yeah.
One touch pass.
Yeah, he didn't move much. I'd like to see his
the Yaya Toure track. Yeah,
his distance ran when he was getting older. Yeah, the City, but
he would go from what is it usually, like 12, 13 kilometers to maybe 5.
So that's at halftime too, off the pitch and back on the pitch, like
adding that. So yeah, it's a weaker Prem League, and I know we keep saying that every time he goes to a league, it's weak. It just seems that way because 7 years ago was right in the middle of Man United just being terrible.
Yeah, Chelsea
coming off of it, like I said.
Okay, well then let's fast forward and let's look at Pep now with a stronger Prem League.
Yeah,
the Prem's really United again's up for it's a debate, but it's a stronger Prem League. Liverpool's obviously, I mean, they won the title 2 years ago, right? So Liverpool's there. They've had a rough start to the year. Arsenal's had a fantastic start to the year, right? City, obviously, with the buy of Haaland, it's just been ridiculous.
They finally figured it out. I remember you saying they finally figured it when they bought him. They got a striker. That's what they needed.
That was. I mean, Aguero was obviously that guy, but he was also injured a lot too his last few years, right?
Yeah.
And then, Jesus, who's been phenomenal for Arsenal, I found out he was either great or just kind of a ghost for City when he had to play instead of Aguero.
He would just disappear for a long time.
Where you notice him in Arsenal, right? Like he's back in his own half. He's pressuring the ball. He's winning the ball back. Like
he's also getting starts too. I mean, he wasn't,
and it's a different format, right? But either way, I mean,
Pep, I don't know what it is about Pep, but he didn't like playing. But I guess he just thought he didn't have strikers then, other than Aguero, because he would play.
Well, he played what? He played Sterling a couple of times at striker before.
Yeah.
Right when there was injury, like he essentially always played. If Aguero was hurt and he didn't want to start Jesus, it was essentially a false nine.
Yeah,
he'd have 4 attacking mids. He bought Mahrez. He bought Haaland. He bought Sterling.
He bought
Foden came up to the academy. He bought Grealish,
which we can discuss if that was successful or not.
It has not been as of far.
No.
Which I'm a big Grealish fan, but
I love Grealish. I wish he stayed.
Yeah. Then what did? I'm assuming Pep brought in. I think he brought in Bernardo Silva.
Oh, right, because David Silva was already there.
David Silva was there.
He brought in Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he brought in some key guys. So there is a bit of building ability there, but nothing to the extent of, say, Sir Alex Ferguson's a good one, or Arsene Wenger, or any of these old school guys that actually could build a team.
Yeah,
I mean, that is the changing nature of soccer. But so then, okay, well, look at it. So Man City, 7 seasons, 4 league titles, 0 Champions Leagues, 1 FA Cup. Is that what he was supposed to do?
You didn't include League Cups. They won 3 in a row. 3 EFL Cups.
Oh, yeah. Johnston Paint Trophy. Oh, no, that's
It's too many trophies. Yeah, no, that's not what he was brought in to do.
He was brought in to win a Champions League.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it. They lost to, let's face it, let's be realistic about it, an underdog Chelsea team. 1-0. They couldn't even get a goal.
A very, very underdog Chelsea team.
Right? That's a Man City team. That's what they do. When you think of Man City, that's their whole shtick, is we score goals, especially now with Haaland. So we'll see if that changes. But 7 seasons, 0 Champions Leagues.
Not, but it was like, was it 2 or 3 years in a row? Man City got drew against Barcelona.
Good Barcelona.
And just got waxed.
Yeah.
But
everybody was.
That's back when Kolarov was on City.
And Kolarov was a solid player,
He
though.
was, but not when he was 1-on-1 with Messi. I remember Messi
but anybody
broke his
with
ankles
Messi.
3 years straight.
Maybe Maldini.
Talk about an overrated defender.
Whoa.
Penalty! I'm not completely sure about this.
Yeah, I don't think it matters, regardless of who they played and who they lost to, whatever it was. Pep should have been winning titles. That's why he's there.
100%.
We'll see this year. I mean,
and last year was perfect. It's a Madrid team that you could definitely take advantage of. Although
everyone thought that.
Yeah.
What happened, right? Like you have, an aged Toni Kroos, you have an aged Luka Modric, and they just dominated.
And they outplayed him.
Yeah,
all of them.
Casemiro,
yeah.
now at United, right? But
yeah,
Casemiro. I mean, it just
and Benzema just takes over, and then I guess the young guys came in.
Yeah, Vinicius Jr.
was good.
was there, and
was it Rodri? No, Rodrigo's.
Rodri, yeah, no, he was there. He got the tie and the winner against PSG, I think, or City.
Yes, the kid stepped up.
Kevin Minga was phenomenal when he got subbed in.
You're right. They just took City by surprise. Yeah. I don't know. If I look at it, you only have 4 league titles in 7 years. He could have had 7.
Okay. Well, Leicester was 1 year.
That's right. Hey, oh, what a beautiful year that was.
Liverpool, which, you know what? Liverpool deserved a title. I'm not the biggest Liverpool fan by any means, but I mean, what Klopp did with that team and that team they had, in all fairness,
they deserved it.
It wasn't a surprise,
no,
right?
No,
they're there. It. And Chelsea, right?
Yeah. But also 1 FA Cup. And here's the thing I'm thinking, is he focused more on Champions League?
I would hope so.
And
I mean,
because the FA Cup is pretty storied in England.
I get it. And I get it's the oldest
deal.
trophy, and I do understand that.
But Pep probably doesn't care about it.
No.
And the Man City fans,
would you want a Champions League or do you want an FA Cup?
Because there wasn't that Arsenal's thing the whole time. We haven't won the league in forever, but we've won 2 FA Cups recently or something like that. And
not 7. They won 14, wasn't it?
FA Cups?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah, you're right. It does in the grand scheme of modern soccer. In the grand scheme of modern football now, FA Cup doesn't mean as much to non-English fans as it does to them. And even now.
Unless you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they have 14 FA Cups. Again, I'd take a Champions League over an FA Cup.
The last time he won was with Barcelona 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. When you really look at it, 10 years ago was the last time he won. And again, like we said, that is one of the best teams of all time.
Yep. It's up there, yep.
Top 5 at least.
Yeah, 1,000%.
In conclusion, we're right. Yeah. He is overrated. I mean, the fact that I think it really stands to reason that the fact that he said he can't coach non-championship teams, it speaks for itself. But I guess, and you look at it this way then, is that what he's meant to do? Is he overrated in that sense? Okay, so he's identified that I can only coach really good teams. Then look at it from that lens. Is he overrated from that sense? To which I personally would still say yes, because only 10 years between Champions Leagues winners is pretty bad, even on these high level teams.
Yeah,
it seems like he just goes and takes advantage of certain situations, like Bayern, like Barcelona.
Yeah, he's overrated for what he's done, in my opinion. Again, like, he's a brilliant technician.
And you're a Barcelona fan.
Yeah. West Ham, okay, first off. But I do like Barcelona. I think if he wins a title with City, granted, again, even though the
does
City
it go
team
away
is ridiculous,
if he wins Champions
I think
League?
does take some pressure off him. It does.
Is he considered one of the all-time greats if he wins his title?
Honestly, probably. Do I personally think so? No. But in the grand scheme of it, I do think, yeah. Because again, he's done, and don't be wrong, right? Every team that wins the Champions League is obviously a very great team. So I'm not here saying that Ancelotti or Mourinho or whoever it is has won Champions League with subpar teams. That's not it.
Well, Mourinho did it with Porto. Granted, there was a stacked Porto, but that's coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, but it was still a good team, right? So I'm not saying bad
but
teams.
2004.
Yeah.
Are you 2004? Think about it. 2004 United, 2004 Arsenal, 2004 Madrid, Galacticos era.
Yeah.
And he's winning with Porto.
That's fair. Okay, so you have the one exclusion. Okay.
What about Mourinho with Inter Milan?
When was that?
Mourinho. You don't remember that?
No.
Dude, yeah, Mourinho went and built Inter Milan into a powerhouse. I mean, built. They had good pieces, and he just added a couple. But they beat, I want to say Bayern? Mourinho again. Oh, there you go. And I hate Mourinho.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of him either. Okay, besides your two examples.
Dortmund. What about that Bayern-Dortmund game?
They didn't win.
Dortmund didn't win?
No.
Oh, right. Bayern won.
Yeah.
Sorry, I totally derailed your point there.
No, it's fine. I get the point you're making, because I agreed, right? Like, Porto in that era, I agree. But, okay, 98% of the time, it's not a subpar team that wins, right?
I'm not completely sure about this.
Bollocks.
But yes, he's overrated. I think if you just look at the stats alone, which isn't always the best case to look at the stats.
No, because what's going to happen is when he retires or when he does whatever he does in 5 years, 10 years from now, people are going to say he's won 3 Champions League. He's won how many league titles in total? Between
4, 3, 7 plus another 3 is 10. So he's got 10 right now. City's probably with Haaland, he's going to win, which is a great piece to add.
1,000%. So people will say he's had 11
at
league titles, at least, right?
And then if he gets that
retired, he'll have 3 Champions Leagues if he wins another one. Wait, and
he'll have 4 if he wins another one.
He's only won 2.
No, he's got
09.
Oh yeah, you're right. He's only got 2.
2 with Barca.
Oh shoot, I was misspeaking there. Yeah, he's only got 2 with. There you go. So that to me says even worse.
Yeah. Actually, has what 8 or 5?
Actually, he's got and he's done it with different teams.
Yeah,
that's the thing. He's done it with Milan,
Madrid.
Although Mourinho talks shit about Ancelotti having, ruining Bayern and Madrid and leaving Rafa Benitez to go clean up after him, of all people.
Yeah, well,
I think Ancelotti is a far better manager than Pep. I think, and as much as I hate Mourinho, I think Mourinho is a much better manager than Pep.
I disagree with that one.
Mourinho has ruined a lot more careers, sure.
He's ruined a lot more careers, and I mean, I guess again, I didn't watch Bundesliga back then. I didn't watch every single La Liga game back then because you had to have BN Sports. It was like $40 a month, and so I was like in university then. So
I'm gonna beep out BN just so they don't get any promos.
Some other, it was a TV channel with a B and an N in it. I don't know the name of it, but I don't think I've ever seen a manager have more players refuse to play for them than Mourinho.
Yeah, but is it because he's really intense in winning, or
what did he win in the past? Like past 10 years, Okay.
He's got an FA Cup with Man United.
That's my point.
The school of Arsene Wenger. Just go for the FA Cup.
Like, in the past 10 years, he hasn't really won anything.
Yeah, I mean, he did get stuck in that shitty United situation.
So if he was that good, change it.
Man, but that just
if
eats
you think he's
up.
better than Pep, change it.
That just But United eats up managers. Just that whole.
Yeah, but it's not like United didn't have a transfer budget.
I think Mourinho's history of work is far better than Pep's, which is what makes him better. Like I said, with Porto, with Inter, he did it with Chelsea in the Roman Abramovich era.
Yeah, he won, and then the next year he had Hazard and another player refused to play for him.
Yeah, but he still won. Banners fly forever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mr. Euler.
Fuck, Mourinho can fuck off.
I think he's better than Pep.
No, I mean that's fine. I think don't be right. I don't like him either.
So you're saying Mourinho's overrated?
I think he is a good manager. I don't think he's a.
But you're saying Pep's overrated. Pep. So if you don't like Mourinho, if you think Pep's better than Mourinho, then you think Mourinho's overrated too.
Sure, that's fine. I don't like him.
I guess you got to go beyond the stats too. Just his style of play is.
Well, I mean, it's worked in the leagues,
especially the English league when they haven't. You want to talk about not being used to? Oh my God, they're playing out of the back. Even though the English league has come a long way.
Now every team does it.
Now every team does it.
Absolute shit at it.
I suppose if you look at that end too, Pep's influenced a lot of.
Every team plays out of the back now, even if they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Right. Like live and breathe West Ham. They should not play out of the back. They're horrible out of the back.
You tell me Ogbonna can't handle it?
Ogbonna can, but the guys that can't pivot 180 degrees in less than 30 seconds shouldn't be playing out of the back. It's like trying to turn to some of these center backs they've had over the years. It's been ridiculous. But find a happy medium. If your team's not built to play out of the back, if you don't have the skill,
don't try and be Pep. Everybody's trying to be Pep,
right? Like,
yeah. Which I think actually, I know I just said he influences people, but I think that also increases his overratedness. Is that everybody was trying to be like Pep, without actually because I think it was just those Barcelona teams, and I don't think it was Pep that did that. I think it was because you look at who took over after Pep, Luis Enrique.
I think there was one before Enrique.
But either way, they still went on and did great things after Pep left. Yeah. So,
Enrique
is that mostly just? I think that's just Iniesta, Xavi, and Messi being like, "Hey, we can do it." Almost like in the NBA when teams just sort of take over. Yeah. You don't really need a coach.
Yeah.
He's no Fergie.
No,
none of them are.
No David Moyes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Left Foot Finish, and we had Pep Talk today.
We had Pep Talk.
See you next time.